Hey guys, what's going on? Gotta turn down the jams a little bit. It's in my ear. How you doing?
And then to keep scrolling so that they can see it going on. I'm Hi, everybody.
Hey.
It's been an amazing day. I just came from visiting students at the UB Blake Center with Sharena, and it was one of the most, I think, touching moments for me of 2021. The youth were between 13 and 20, and just hearing their voices about what's happening in our world is just a reminder of why we are here doing what we do. So, sorry we're like a few minutes behind, and I have a dilemma, of course, on the day of my first celebration. My trusty dusty Chromebook won't let me sign in. I have to run to my school tomorrow to change the password. So we're gonna make it do what it do though, and I'm just so excited to be here. So I'm gonna just do a little bit of improvising, and we're gonna get started in 30 seconds. I'm gonna turn the music back up though, okay? Yeah. All right, so I think the best thing to do is once a week, we come together, we share, and then we do a Q&A, and then we just jump right back into the work. But this is my first time, so of course we're gonna tweak it as we go. And if anyone has suggestions or feedback, please drop it, because I'm just trying to grow out here. So I want to introduce myself one more time. If you just joined us, I'm Valencia de la Claybell. Yes. Anyway, hi Dad. Hi Marika. Hi
Hey.
Marissa. Hi Sean. Hi friends. I can't see everybody, but for the people I can see. This is so exciting. So I want to give a little bit of background before we start. Hopefully you all can see the words that I'm saying on the screen as well. But if not, it's okay. So last week I was here in Baltimore, and I don't know what it was, but something was like, you need to get on Instagram Live and start doing what you're doing on YouTube there. So on YouTube, I was already doing kind of like study with me every night. But I wasn't really telling anybody. I was just trying it out, seeing if I liked it. And I don't know if it was just what was going on in the world, but every time I logged into Instagram, it just felt like I didn't want to be there. But in the grand scheme of things, I can't just operate in a space that doesn't allow us to move forward. And so we may not want to feel something, but if you listen to that voice within, it's going to tell you how to not feel that. And my voice told me, maybe this is something that you should contribute. So I tried it the first day, and it was a vibe. I loved it. Like, I immediately changed my name on Instagram. I put DJ. I proudly was like, I'm doing this. And that was it. And I'm so freaking happy. Like, I'm so happy. And so every week we're going to get together, and I just want to hear from y'all. I want to hear your goals. I want to celebrate each other. And while we're doing this today, I'm going to figure out, how do we do it? What is the best way to do it? So tonight, it's a free vibe. I just want y'all to turn your mic on. Tell me where you are. Tell me who you are. Tell me your goals. Tell me if you joined us for the first time today, or if you were with us all week. And we're just going to celebrate you. I want everybody to use the green emoji. You can use the check emoji. You can use the leaf emoji. Carissa said it's a weed leaf. It's not the weed leaf, guys. It's not. But you can use it and put that in there just to celebrate each other, okay? All right, so whoever wants to start can start. And I will call on y'all if y'all don't start.
That's such a teacher vibe to call on us if we don't start. But I will start. I started Sunday, and I actually started by accident, y'all, because I took a hiatus from Instagram for about 4 years. And when I came back, I was like, oh shoot, Valencia's posting again. Like, let me see what she has to say. And in the live, everybody was so quiet, and I'm like, what's going on? So then I read the directions, and I was like, well, shoot, I'm supposed to be productive right now anyway, so let me just join in. That was Sunday. Today is Wednesday. I can tell y'all honestly, I have produced more this week than I have in months. Similar to you, I was actually about to go on another hiatus, being that I was off for 4 years, because it was so depressing. It was so depressing throughout the week. But then I was like, you know what? Everybody's getting up. I see people showing up and being accountable. I'm going to show up too. And sure enough, it's just been working. I have produced, like I said, more than I have in the past couple of months. I'm starting a new job in the middle of a pandemic, never been to the office. Also in my master's degree program, trying to finish a thesis paper. And yeah, so I actually found you from being distracted on Instagram, and it redirected me to actually focus instead of being distracted. So here I am. I actually posted on YouTube today in a comment to let y'all know that I took this to work with me today because I missed y'all so much throughout the day that I set a calendar reminder, a calendar invite, and sent it to my personal Gmail for my government work. And I joined it as if I was on a call with a client or with anybody else from my job. But instead of me being on a call with anybody, it was really my Gmail. And because my coworkers thought that I was busy on a call, they didn't bother me. So
Yes.
I had a vibrary work edition today. I did record it for accountability purposes. And yeah, I bust out so much. So it's weird to even have this level of concentration and just this group. And when I tell y'all I'm so excited about it, because again, I found it by accident, and I also posted in the YouTube. I don't share this often, but I have been diagnosed with so many mental health disorders, and just trying to focus and trying to bring it all together, that this, like, it was a complete game changer. So yeah, thank you. I just want to say thank you, and I'm happy to go first. And I can't wait to hear y'all's success stories too. I am officially done with chapter 1 of my thesis. So
yes.
Oh, like,
Put those green emojis in that chat, please. I need to see these.
and my,
Oh,
y'all, I have
from YouTube Live. Put them in the chat. If you're in Zoom, put them in the chat. Oh my God, you need to feel that. Feel that green, sis, because you're growing. Wow.
I took breaks.
And you don't know how much you just poured into me right now. And I know you're pouring into every single person listening right now, because I know who's listening. I know my friends. And I know that my friends have watched me closely. They know what I have experienced these past few years. And all of us, my friends and I, we really are rooted in being ourselves. And a part of who I am is I really go. Like, nobody hears from me. I stop doing something and I just figure it out. I take silence. And for me to come back from silence and be able to be impactful, you're saying this for everyone to hear, that you can do what your spirit and your heart and your mind leads you to do. You can do it because you're not just doing it for you. You're really going to impact somebody else. And so thank you, sis. You don't understand. You didn't just give me that word. All my friends right now, I hope y'all hearing this. We really are doing the right thing, y'all. Like, we really are doing the right thing by just being us. And I just want to stop for a second, because as I said that, I was immediately about to think about who we are as women, and I had to just take a moment to stop. We have to take a moment of silence. I should have started with this. Tonight, as y'all share, we are sharing as the most radical form of love. That is what we're doing tonight. So when you turn that mic on, know that we're smiling tonight. We are loving up on each other tonight. We are celebrating tonight. If we cry tonight, we cry tonight. And then we're going to try to get that music popping and get a little bit of work done tonight. Are y'all with me? All right, whoever's ready, turn your mic on. We out here.
I'll go next. So, I started, let me first tell you how I started the journey. So I started following you off of something that one of my friends shared. And this was like a year ago. So when I started following you, I was like, oh, she is awesome. I need to follow her. Great. I need to know her story, know her background, know everything. So when I watched your stories and it popped up, and then I said, let me subscribe to her YouTube so I'll know that when it comes on, I'll get an alert, because my schedule is hectic. And so when I got the alert, I just popped in. I didn't know what was going on, because that day I didn't check Instagram. I just saw a quiet moment and I was like, what is happening? Why is everyone so quiet? And there was only one person in the room at that time. So I was just sitting there and I said, let me just be quiet too. Let me just do something productive while I'm quiet. So because when I did on my phone, you have to press it for it to open up to see, the actual direction. So when I pressed it and it opened up, I was like, oh, so we're in a zone right now. Okay, great. So let me just do some work. Mind you, I'm in my master program as well. And I was so like mind blocked, writer's block when it comes to my philosophy and my mission statement. I couldn't get it. It's week 2. I couldn't get it. It was not happening for me. I was like, I can't do this. I'm doing too much. It's just too much happening. So that moment, the words start coming. Everything started flowing just from quiet and peace. So I was like, wow, everything is working out. So the words came, but it wouldn't come on paper. So the next morning, it was the morning of a Monday. And that moment when you popped on and it was the quiet space, I was up with you. And so I was like, and I typed through the chat and I said, I have writer's block. You said, just remember why you started. I was like, okay, yeah, why I started. So once you said that, it resonated with me. So the words just started flowing out my fingers on the keyboard and it started going and going and going and going and going. By 7 o'clock, I was done. Mind you, it was a page for my philosophy and it was a page for my a half a page for my mission statement. It was done. And I don't know how it was done. I knew what you said to me resonated. So I said, you know what? Wherever she go, I have to go. Cause I have more work to do, okay? I have to go. So once I know you're popped up, I had to jump in the moment. I had to jump in. I get the alerts, I jump in. I don't care if I'm like doing something that's hectic. You're on, I'm on. That's how the vibe is. That's how everything is flowing right now. Cause that moment got me going. And I have other moments that need to go to. So yeah.
That's, oh my gosh. I remember that day too. That was the day when I was like, I know somebody is gonna be on here because I said I was coming on here. And y'all made me get up. Y'all made me get up too. Like every time y'all thank me, I have to thank y'all. But sis, thank you. And I'm proud of you. It's crazy because we'll sit here and start questioning, do we have a mental something? Like, is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. We just need something that hasn't been done yet. We just need something that hasn't been done yet. And I'm so, so glad that y'all helped me prove that. When we grow, as we grow, just know, like, there's no way that we can say this works just because I'm doing it. We're doing this. So thank y'all. Please continue to praise her because that was a word. I love y'all. Who's going next? Oh my gosh.
Well, I'll go next. So Valencia and I, we work together in a great capacity. And first I want to just say, you know, she always knows I always tell her how dope she is. And so my schedule is really busy, so I haven't been logging on because I'm on the phone literally all day. But when I did log on, it was such a vibe. It was such an energy. And I thought to myself, during this pandemic and during just the times that we're living in right now, we all need to feel connected. So sometimes we do feel like we're going crazy. We feel like what's going on, the imbalance of whatever hormones, whatever you want to call it. But when you feel the energy could really exist even through the computer, right? And so I feel like when we're all connected in some way, it does give us that gasoline to keep going. And so I just want to just give kudos to you. And I told her, I was like, you about to start a movement because this is something I've never experienced before. And it's just awesome. So I'm looking forward on my downtimes when I don't have meetings and I'm not talking to people, but I'm really proud of you. And for everyone that is going to speak, you know, just know that you have to feel connected to someone in order to grow, which hence the Vibrary Garden name, grow. But anyway, so that's all I have to say. But thank you all for joining. I love the energy. So thanks again, Valencia.
Thank you, Sean. You already know I love you. And for anyone who is wondering, like, what I'm about to say right now is one of the, I'm just gonna tell you a quick story. Sometimes I pray for certain things and I prayed for role models. I prayed for mentors, and Sean just appeared. And she had actually been watching me for years, and I had no idea. No idea at all. And it's so beautiful because the work that she does, she's been a principal, she's been an educator, she is an entrepreneur. She's the plug, for real, for real. She's the plug, okay? We're not gonna drop company names right now because nobody has dropped a check, but she's the plug. Nah, but for real, like, Sean is the reason that, Sean, you are the reason, like, you are the reason, you and your energy, you're so consistent, and you have allowed me to be a free bird in my position. You always trust me and you always praise me. There is nothing that I do that I don't hear your love about. And I want you to know how much I love you for that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all gonna make me call on y'all? Because I will.
I'll go next then. My name is Jasmine. I'm actually 19 years old. And I think that I'm going to start by saying that I think that one of the main things that I've been following Valencia since, like, I don't know how long, but the minute she started with Vibrary, Garden, and all this stuff, I think that I just jumped in. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I started this weekend, and then I actually started attending the lives whenever I could, whenever, like, in the mornings or in the afternoons or whenever possible. And then when I found out that today they're doing a Zoom call, I was like quite nervous, to say the least, as like you could tell. But yeah, I think one of the main things, as like many of the few people who have already spoken have said, is that, like, at first I found it kind of weird or kind of strange because it's something that you don't normally see on a live, that like people are not saying anything or people are just listening to music and just vibing. So I thought like that intrigued me a lot because within my own life, there's a lot of things that, like, I do so many things for other people and I manage so many things for, like, my mom, my special brother, my little brother, and like I think so much for everyone else, yet I don't think about me. I don't think about like what I want to do with my life, like for my future, for my career, from like all that stuff. So I think it was yesterday or the day before, I don't know when, that I actually like wrote down my intentions. I actually like commented them and I actually like acted upon them because, like, if I don't start thinking for myself or what I want to do with my life, like no one is. And so one of like the main things that I like, one of my biggest intentions is like to care about myself a little bit more, to like be greedy in a sense and be like, yo, let's do some self-care. Let me think about myself. Let me put myself first, especially with my mental health. Like I struggle sometimes with anxiety and like all that stuff. And then like my second would be obviously my physical health, but also like my passion, my education, because like due to my mental health, I had to take a break from college. And like, it's just now that I'm going to, like in the fall, going to go again into like continuing like to pursue my degree and everything. So like that in itself is a process. But like, if I wouldn't have like actually taken the time to think about myself and to like actually like be productive, I think it would have taken me a little bit more time, or I would have heard my mom nag and all this stuff to like think about myself. But like sometimes it's easier to hear your family member tell you something that you should be doing, but it's really hard when like you're doing stuff for them, but you don't really take into consideration about yourself, or they don't really take into consideration your me time. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you and all that stuff.
That was beautiful, and I'm really proud of you that you're inspired. It sounds so beautiful. I really hope that as you continue to move forward, you keep that same energy because it feels good. And I think that's another reason why our Vibrary is working, is because we're sharing a really pure like love, you know, and everybody is not perfect or, you know, where they want to be, but there's this energy that is coming. And I feel like because of the fact that you're saying, I stopped this, but now I'm realizing that, like that type of acceptance, I'm grateful that you're able to give us that. I need to be reminded of that every day. Sometimes I forget that all I have to do is accept, right? Because when you do accept whatever is happening and allow it, it really works out so well. Like, sis, who knows who you're going to meet when you go back to school? You know what I mean? Like, who knows what kind of funding you're going to get? You never know why there was a break, but that acceptance, that level of acceptance is inspiring. Thank you for sharing that.
Hey, Val, it's Crystal. Hi, everyone. I definitely want to say, as someone who is just navigating what seems like a lot of assignments, I'm so grateful for the space and about the intentional music you select. It can, I am someone that I tend to play show tunes or music and loops on repeat because I can't get distracted by certain sounds. My mind, like I can't hear lyrics sometimes because I can't read if I'm listening to it. And I'm so grateful for how intentional you are about the music that you select and knowing what those tones do to the mind, right? And knowing and bringing that educator element into this space because you're able to also talk about different learning styles. So right now I'm here because I'm 3 weeks out of graduating and I am burnt the hell out. So I love that you created this space. It feels like right on time for me just to keep me motivated. I can't wait until I'm able to grab my daughter for her to be in this space with me so she can vibe out too, because it's, it's just necessary. So I'm grateful for you.
Thank you. And you already know, Crystal, you are my right brain when it comes to this part. I mean, you were the first person to send me a picture of you vibing out to it. And that was when it was only YouTube and like nobody watching. And you replayed the one from the night before. And you were like, this really helped me. And it was like, okay, let me keep doing it. Like that game changer for me. Thank you for everything. Like I will never be able to thank you enough. That's why we just gonna go on trips. Like we talked about today. Y'all so beautiful though. I need to do a screenshot. Yes. Anybody else have goals they want to share?
Wait, can I share? Is it okay if I share?
Yes.
So I want to praise you and give you your flowers right now because I'm watching you actually execute on some of your goals. We had conversations about this, so to see it come to fruition is pretty dope. I know how passionate you are about this, and I know how much planning went into this. So a lot of times we get caught in not taking action on the things we write down, and people want to wait till things get perfect, and that's something we got caught up in. And I know we had the conversation about it doesn't have to be perfect, just do it. We'll learn as we go. And so I want to give you your flowers and praise you for taking the imperfect action of getting this started, because there are so many people who need it. And that's one of the things we spoke about, the voices and the people who actually need to hear this and be a part of this. There was nothing there. And so you have to create it. And I put that on you. And I'm glad you accepted that challenge. So you know what you mean to us, especially just on a personal level, but you know what you mean to Earn Your Leisure. And I'm speaking from a shot of myself and Mike. Without you stepping out and venturing into this social media space, we don't exist the way we do now. So I want to give you your credit now, Val. You know that we love you, and congratulations. Don't cry.
I'm
My
crying.
sis. My sis always.
Thank you for adopting me.
This right here is sign language for hand clapping. So I work with people with disabilities. So if y'all see me doing this, don't think I'm like going crazy. This is like my version of clapping for you guys to hear me. I just wanted to
Yeah, nah, all good, all good.
I love that. Is this? I love that. I love that. Mine is a little delayed, so I'm gonna ignore that. I hope I'm not coming out delayed. Troy, I love you. You already know. Love is love. It's all love. Like Danny, Shadi, Mikey. The thing is, like, we're all standing on each other's shoulders constantly. And so the fact that you believe in me since I was 14, like, and that's why I have to retire right now, because we've been teaching for longer than just when being in the system. I've been teaching since I was 14 years old. That's 20 years a slave. And I'm not going to use that word anymore tonight because it's too heavy and I don't want people to take that out of context. It's a whole nother Zoom. But since I was 14, I did what y'all did. I was y'all's little assistant, right? Little because y'all were tall. You know, I'm still big in soul. Don't ever forget. But y'all made sure that I knew I wasn't alone in that town. In times when I just felt so misunderstood. And when it came to being a teacher, you never, ever, ever, ever made me or allowed me to forget that this is what I was made to do. This was what I was born to do. Every summer doing Crossroads, like y'all would critique me. Greg would literally sit me on the bench and be like, you were yelling too much. Soften up here. They can't receive you in that way. That was training for where we're going right now. Like, I just, you know, and so thank you for honoring me, but also thank you for showing me how to do it, because there were so many elements that I just did not know. And I'm grateful that I never signed like a bad management deal, or I'm grateful that I just stopped. Remember, I was crying. I'm like, I know they saying I fell off. And you're like, You never fell off. You just stopped. You just stopped.
I think that was powerful.
He looked at me and was like, oh, because we come from cancel culture. We come from, oh, she had it, she don't have, you know, like, but when I had to be able to make myself stop on my own and really think about why am I doing this and what is it that I actually want to do. Y'all don't understand. When I tell Troy thank you, when I tell Shadi, when y'all see me OD reposting, it's not just because they my brothers, it's because they saved me. And that's the only reason that y'all can thank me, is because they made sure that I never quit. Them, my friends, everybody. And y'all were the ones that showed up. Y'all were the ones that showed up.
Sure.
Because y'all don't know, like, I've been in this house before getting online. I was daydreaming. Like, I failed. Like, ask Marika. Let Marika get on and tell you how I was at her house in Brooklyn this summer. I couldn't get anything done. And now we checking. We got these check marks popping. You know, but I needed my bros, y'all. I needed every single person on this call. So, Troy, you got me hot. Yes, I love y'all. Thank you. That made my day. All y'all making my day.
Yeah, Val, I just wanted to just add really quick before, because I got to run, but the conversation we had about leadership and when we watched you grow and build a community, it was so powerful. But that pause you had was so needed, because you challenged us, really. You like, y'all have led in so many ways that I lost direction. I didn't know what to do next. And so it was like, oh, wait, Val's still watching us. She's built the community, but she's still watching the moves we're making to see what she can do. And so it was a challenge for us to say, all right, well, we got to keep leading. We got to keep leading, because not only is Val watching, but the world's watching. So you challenged us in that way as well. So again, congrats to you. Congrats to everybody that's in here right now, because this is how communities get built, and this is how changes happen. This is where people can have authentic voices. And so that's what when we sat down about this vision, you were like, how am I going to reach them? I'm like, you're going to allow people to have their authentic voice in a place where there's no judgment and everybody has a similar understanding of what's going on. And so that's what this is. I'm happy to see it grow. I'm happy to see the solace that I see in your face when you're going live. So keep going, and everybody in here, keep going. Let's do this together. All right. Love is love.
We love you. And even Danny was like, yo, just give them a safe space. These people just want you to create a safe space for them.
Oh, she in
Like,
here?
I honor
I can't
y'all.
see her.
I honor y'all. I love y'all so much.
Hey, Mrs.
Seriously.
Millings. All right, y'all.
Can I share?
Yeah.
Hi. Thank you so much for creating this space. I just got here like a few minutes ago, but I am a grad student. I'm doing a PhD in ethnic studies, and this is my 5th year. And I've been needing and wanting like a writing group for a long time, and I haven't really been able to like make that happen for me on my campus. And then I saw that you were doing this, and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I've been like needing in my life. And I haven't been able to actually like join the session since I'm in the West Coast. So, but I am working with that schedule in my time zone. So yesterday was the first time I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I sat myself down and focused and wrote for like a whole hour, which I haven't done in a very long time. So just even like, not like just the energy, it still works even outside of the little like designated time. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just am so grateful and inspired, really and motivated. So I'm hoping to join in the afternoon session since that's like more feasible for me, but I'm following the model of like a couple hours in the morning and then a couple hours in the afternoon. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I'm really trying to get to the West Coast. So thank you for manifesting that, because we're trying to get out there. I need more sun, more palm trees, more water. Yes. And I'm going to look for you too. I'm going to look for you when I get there.
Hey, Miss Clay, it's Maisha. How are you? I heard the young lady talking about the West Coast, and I thought to myself, well, you got my son up at the crack of dawn. I don't know anyone else who could ever, but Scott said he joined you one morning, and he has been even before now. He took your advice and began getting up in the mornings and before class starts, and he has his morning routine, which he is religious with. And I really, it's one thing for him to see me do something and to hear me say something, and it's in one ear and out the other and over the head, and but to have you reinforce that has been amazing. And he's into it. It's his thing now. Like, it's not even I have to try it, so this is what's happening. So, but he did attend one of the sessions on East Coast time, which I heard him get up, which is, I usually am up between 5:30 and 6. And I heard him, I'm like, what is going on in there? And he's in there. So you just continue to be an absolutely positive force in this boy's life. And I'm amazed by it. So thank you for, watering the seed that got planted. As parents, you don't always get to be the one to water it or to reap the benefit of it, but to have someone actually come behind and water what I planted has just been amazing. And he does it without effort, and Miss Clay says to do it, so it makes me happy. Thank you. He's on it.
I love you. I
love
gotta
you
tell
more,
a story
Mama.
about you. So just so y'all know, Maisha was the first parent who really put me in my place. When I used to teach her son, she was like, "You're not grading these papers right. Sis. No, you need to, like, I'm still finding errors, sis. Like, what's up? Like, She pushed me, okay? That changed my life. Because from that moment, it was like, wait a minute, this is not something I can play with. Like, she woke me up. I didn't have a principal telling me that. I didn't have a coach in my school telling me that. It was a parent. So shout out to the parents. But that boy is the reason I'm doing this. He called me and said, Miss Slade, help me find a job. And I said, no. I was like, I'm not helping you find a job. You're an artist. You're an artist. You're gonna let's build you a business. He was like, but we need to do like he's just started planting all these seeds. And I called him the next day. I'm like, all right, Scott, let's do it just like this. And here we go. Now we're gonna have text to speech tutors, and every student, every young person that does it with us is gonna have an LLC. And you know, I called Troy. Troy's like, just let us know so we can make sure that the LLCs are paid for. Amazingly, even when I went to go see the kids that I spoke to earlier today, and I was telling them about the program, the first thing the adults in the room were saying was, well, what about the money? How are they gonna pay for the LLC? That's the first thing people want to ask. How are they gonna do this? How are they gonna do that? And so the fact that we right now have a community where, you know, it looks like we just online studying, but I got these plans and I got them from your baby calling me and holding me accountable as one of the adults in his life. You know what I mean? Holding me accountable to make sure that he eats. He didn't have to ask for a job. He could have did something else. You know where we're from. You know what I mean? So I love you for trusting me. I love you for right here with me, for calling me and saying, I'll work with you. What do you need? You know what I mean? Like I love you, sis. You already know.
I love you so much. And you got this. You got this, and we are here to make sure that it happens and it becomes everything beautiful and powerful that you are. So, love you for it.
Well, I think I'm going to jump in for a little bit, guys. My name is David Green, and Valencia is my baby. That's my baby. Hey. Man, I really didn't know what to expect when she invited me in. And I've been sitting listening for the past half hour or whatever. And the vibe is here, man. Wow. The vibe is here. And I know personally, you know, from my perspective, Valencia pulled herself out of something that was damn near impossible. I mean, it was heavy. And she pulled herself out of it, got on track, and is leading people. Man, hey, that's my baby. That's all I'm going to say. I got to run, guys, but that's my baby.
Love that.
I love you. That just made me feel like a real daddy little girl. I swear. Oh, man, I haven't felt that feeling ever.
Hey.
Thank you. That means everything.
Oh, keep up the work. All of you guys, keep up the work. I mean, it feels real good in here. I'll catch up later.
Your skin is popping, Pop.
All right.
See, that's that Cali. I gotta get to Cali. I gotta get out there.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Where Marika at?
Hey, Val, I'm gonna jump in really quick.
Who is that?
What do you mean, who is that?
I can't see it.
It's me, darling. It's me, Morgan.
Morgan!
Hi, honey. Hi, everybody. Val invited me. I don't know if you guys can hear me. My internet is always terrible. But Val invited me this morning after I saw her on Instagram. And just a quick backstory. I've known Val probably my entire life. As long as I can remember, I've known her, and she's been a, everybody still hear me? Yes?
Yeah,
okay, great.
Good.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all. I've known Val since I was probably about 6 years old. I'd give or take. We grew up a couple of feet away from each other when she came to our town. Val inspired me to get into education, and then our paths crossed. And I just want to let you know that I'm just so incredibly proud of you in holding this space. And I know what this space means to you. And I was like, what is my sister is doing? What is she doing? I haven't spoken to her in a couple of weeks. And every time I don't speak to you, you're up to something. Oh, hey, Jam. I love you so much. I think this is a phenomenal space. We didn't have things like this when I was getting my doctorate. I wish we had spaces like this. Because it would probably make my life so much easier. But I am just so incredibly proud of you, and I love you so much. And yeah, I just love you. So keep it up, boo.
I love you too. And I just want you to know every time I call you crying and wanting to stop, you always change my brain. Like you don't even know. And you inspire me every day. I don't know how you did this doctorate with Chase. I don't know how you do half the things you do now. Like you're such a phenomenal woman. And I just appreciate all that you are and every bit of advice and guidance that you give me. Is just and remember that one time when I was literally like, I think it was the really controversial post on Instagram, and you called me and you were like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "Everybody hates me," because of the whole the book about bipolar. And you got in my butt. You were like, "You never take a post down again. You were not wrong." Like you just got in my butt. And you were like, "You live on the research, live in the theory, stand in your truth." You know why you posted that. Like, you don't understand. I keep these words with me every time I doubt what I say on social media, or I doubt if I said something right or wrong. I know that I'm trying to come from an intention that is good, and knowing that I tried my best to do some reading and provide this for people that I think need it. You're there for me in that way. Thank you for echoing. You know what I mean? Like, and I know sometimes like you might not even have it in you to give, but I never feel that ever. Like ever. I love you so much. You don't understand.
I love you too. And yes, and I think to like everybody on here, you know, as you do your research, those of you that are going through this process, like as you do your work and you're doing your studies, like stand in your truth is very important, especially in today's time if you're a person of color, especially if you are a woman or identifying as a woman. You stand in your truth and you stand firm in your truth. I didn't get those lessons, and so it's so funny that Val, you highlighted that because it's so interesting that, you know, I have had a doctorate now since 2016. Yeah, right. And it is possible. I did it while carrying my son and bearing my mother-in-law. It is possible. And, you know, that is my testimony, right? But it took to 2020 for me to get over my imposter syndrome about having my doctorate at 2016 and being the youngest person in my cohort in the school's history to ever allow somebody into a doctoral program. And so, you know, you as you all go on this journey, it's very important that you own your research, you own it, and you step fully into it. And there will always be people out there to doubt you. There will always be naysayers. There will always be the other, right? But that's okay, because that's what keeps you on your toes, that keeps you sharp. So just always remember that on the days when you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to write a lit review. I don't want to read another article. I don't want to answer another question. I don't want to rewrite anything. I don't want to do any of that. Or if you, even in your personal life, when it seems like I don't want to, those are the days where you have to. And so just always remember that, especially during this time period. And Val, continue to hold this space, and just know that this is also part of your truth and part of your purpose. And continue to always remind me to remind you to stand in your purpose, which then reminds myself often. And I love you for that.
I love you. Thank you. Baby, can you turn the light on?
The me for those who have worked in the past who believe people can be trusted.
Can I share?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bree. I am a poet and a writer. And I joined in on a live because literally anytime that I see Valencia's name, I always click on it. It's like I'm always drawn to it. So I literally just joined when I saw her name come across. It said live. I'm like, oh, she's live? Because she doesn't always do a live. So I'm like, oh, yes. So I click on it. and I'm in the car, but everybody was vibing and just sharing like their goals. And I'm always looking for community. I'm alone a lot, so I'm always just looking for a space to catch the same kind of wavelengths. That it doesn't even have to be a vibe or the same wavelengths. You could be talking about something that I don't agree with, but I like to listen. I like to get different perspective and just be around thought leaders, people who critically think about things, who are not always thinking about surface level things and are always promoting positivity. And
Asia, start cleaning your room.
that's another thing that I think with Valencia, she's not always sharing so much trauma all the time. And so we carry that with us so much that I just, whenever I see her name, I think about light. So I literally just click on it every single time. So that's why I'm here. I'm grateful for this space. I'm grateful for everyone in here, everybody's energy that has been going on every day this week. I have joined every day this week. I don't do nothing consistently outside of meditation, but I'm always all over the place. So being consistent in this area has helped me. I'm writing another book. I have one that I self-published, so I'm writing another one. So to have 15 pages this week, that's dope for me. So I'm just grateful for the time and the space that you guys have created. I'm grateful for you, Valencia, because you're just amazing. And like I said, I think of you as a light. So anytime I see you, you're the North Star, sis. We following you. You know what I'm saying?
Aww, that's the help. That's the most. Listen, you call somebody a North Star, you don't just say that one, okay? That's not, you don't play with that, sis.
You the
and
guiding
I
light.
accept it. Like, I feel like I actually can be that now. Like, I'm so grateful that y'all allow me to be myself so I could become that. Oh my God, yo, like, thank you. Oh my God. And your goals, y'all about to kill these. That caught me off guard. I'm sorry. I'm a little, I'm overwhelmed. Nah, y'all don't know. Like, I call Nikki our North Star. So for you to tell me that, it's like, that's crazy. All right, if nobody else want to go, I'm going to hit the music and do my thing.
I'll go. I got one quick thing I'd like to share, if that's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. Hi. My name's, I heard Nikki and I looked and I was like, oh yeah, that's me too, but I'm not talking about me, but my name is Nick. I am actually, it's really interesting to listen to all of you all's stories. I work in higher ed. I'm an administrator at a college. I'm from Chicago. And I have been having the hardest time. So just really quickly, I wanted to thank you because I followed you for a long time. And then I went through this whole thing where I'm anti-Instagram and then I got back on, blah, blah, blah. But my personal education travels journey have been terrible. Like I have a GED, it took me 6 years to finish undergrad, in and out of different master's programs. Meanwhile, my current position, I'm actually a learning specialist in a professional college. So it's interesting that I have a hard time balancing the work I'm supposed to do while I'm helping other students manage their master's and professional level workload, if that makes sense what I'm saying. So from your videos, I live alone, so a lot of people have said they're by themselves in this pandemic. It has been so comforting. I love the music you pick. It does something for my spirit because I can't really listen to things I really, really know because I start dancing and partying or just check out. and I've had a hard time getting my work done. Like, I'm in charge of all academic warnings and midterm warnings. I have to email the students one by one. The university I'm at now is not very technologically updated. So just all of these things, while I'm also learning the ins and outs of the higher ed system, which are triggering and depressing and so on and so forth. So like the last person said, you don't really live in the trauma, or at least you don't post about it like that. And you posted something yesterday. If I don't want to post or talk about those things, it's okay. Because every day doing this walk and trying to manage, how do I send 300 emails individually while trying to read up on teaching and learning theories and things like that, while trying to do all this, it's too, while in a pandemic, while in isolation that's not really self-inflicted because I'm scared of germs. It feels really good just to, like, my TV is in my kitchen. I put on your YouTube. Sometimes I'll log in with IG Live, and then I feel like I'm like in a library or in a sacred space where I can just focus on my work. So I'm rambling. I just wanted to say thank you. I know I've never met you before, but I definitely wanted you to know that you're not just reaching graduate students or elementary education teachers, you're reaching into higher ed administrators. Because I am going to go back eventually, but just watching you all manage that amount of work and how to do it, now I have a better idea of how I'm going to do it and finish it, and then get out of this position that I'm in now because it's a little toxic. So thank you.
Thank you for affirming me. I'm really inspired by everything you said. Like, you're going really hard right now, and your skin is on point. Your glow, sis. Yes.
That's the cocoa butter.
I need that.
Thank you.
Val, quick question. Valencia, quick question. I don't know if you want to know this type of information, but I just had a thought within the chat. Like, people could add in like where they're like zooming in from, because like, for example, I'm 19, if I'm zooming in from Dominican Republic. So I don't know if that's like something you wanted to know, like where we're like coming from, to like have like a perspective.
We're gonna write that down. When people come in, they tell us.
Okay, so like that. So everyone could put that in that chat. I just wanted to.
Let's move into the Q&A. That was a perfect segue. Perfect segue, Jasmine. What I know a lot of people had Q&A questions, and so if you guys still had questions for me, we could go over them. And then, you know, if you want to get straight into working, you can, or you want to just see me in the morning, whatever y'all want to do. But I didn't want to forget about the Q&A because I did put that in my stories that I was going to answer the questions that people asked me.
So
yeah, I have a question.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, continue.
I just wanted to let Valencia know.
You're muted, Matthew.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm
Matthew.
Hi, Valencia.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
Shout out to BK. I just got home from work. I'm an educator and I'm unwinding right now. So I turned my camera off so I could participate in some therapy right now as I spark this magic in my hand. But yeah, I just wanted to, let Valencia know I'm here. I'm listening to a lot of people on here, and, I think it's important for you to know that everything that you are all battling with and championing and overcoming, Valencia is human. She's doing the same things, and I'm doing it too. We're all in this space, but, I'm happy to see that she has a platform and that she's inspiring y'all and, just holding space, but all of y'all are beautiful. I'm low key creeping, looking at people's faces, just, and seeing some familiar faces. This morning I was just sending Valencia some jokes as I was on the train heading to work, and she was trying her best to focus. But but yeah, keep doing what y'all are doing. Yeah, love yourself. We love you. I don't know you, but if y'all in Brooklyn, hi Marika. I'm swiping right now. I see faces I know.
I'm in Brooklyn. Whoop whoop.
Just saying what's up to y'all and saying hi, Valencia. And I'm gonna text you Valencia offline. But y'all have an amazing night. Enjoy the music, the vibes, and all that. And yeah.
Thank you, Matthew. You already know I appreciate you being here. Matthew is like my day one behind the scenes conscious. When I first started blogging back in 2013, I was just like, no one cares. No one's reading it. And he was like, who cares? Don't look at the numbers. So I just never looked at the numbers of who was reading my blog. People would ask me like, how many blog subscribers you have? Like, I'm the same way I am now, but back then it was more anxiety. Now it's just like, I just don't want to be bothered with that part. But Matthew really empowered me to not focus on, I don't want to say it's like superficial or I don't have a word for it, but he helped me to be free and just create, to be creating. He really did. He inspired some of y'all favorite stories on there. And I was telling my husband today, I was like, it would be interesting for me to write a part 2 to that, because there are parts of our journey, Matthew, that I think I really, if I could write about them and think about them in a conscious way, when I'm done with my dissertation, I think that would be so dope to explore. But thank you for being here. Thank you for making me laugh this morning, because that was so funny what you were saying. I swear it was. Anybody else have questions? Hey, Elder Rob.
I don't have a question, V.
Real artist on here.
Peace.
I feel mad hype right now. All that music y'all talking about, one of the artists is actually in the building. I'm on my DJ stuff right now. Burr, 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 burr.
How you feeling?
Good. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you again for letting us stream your music. It's so good. It's healing, yo.
I appreciate that greatly. I don't know too much about, you particularly, or what you got as far as like the whole, whatever you've been doing for like the past week or so. I know your husband's pretty much gave me like a blueprint of what's going on. I jumped in real quick on Instagram Live, seeing what you guys were doing. I was like, oh snap, this is like the real organic version of like Chill Cow, the lo-fi with anime chick.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, I can see the vision now. And then seeing, I'm in here now observing and, listening to everybody and everybody's intentions and what their goals are and things like that, to kind of give me a feel, because that drives me as well as a musician to be able to put that into my music. Because I did tell your husband I'm working on at least 5 tracks for you guys. Is I don't even know what to call it.
Yo, that's fire, yo.
I don't know what to call it, but yeah,
Thank you.
5 tracks, things that people can listen to and at the same time get them into the path of flow without the most resistance, for real. I'm very excited, for what you guys got going on. I see the vision. I told your husband, I could have went with it and been like, oh, okay, I'll just continue with what I do. But we have to realize, even within art and everything else that we do, it's not just about ourselves and what we do individually. It's more than ourselves. So if we can step out, and me helping you is helping me and everybody else, I hope that my music get to people, help them focus, help them heal in ways, and just flow.
Yes. Your music is like, first of all, the fact that you are even taking the time to do that is beyond something I get. Like, I don't even know where to start with the thank yous. Like, I didn't imagine that it's only been a week, 1 week. I haven't really, and for someone to listen and watch and say, I actually want to make this. And then you came to the live, to the Zoom, just to hear what the audience needs. You are real, like what you're doing, you really are doing God's work. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have a definition. I don't want to get into it. in a way that could be like argued, you know what I mean? I just want to speak the fact. Like, that is, I'm just, and Fabian, thank you. Like, shout out to you, husband. Okay. Sorry, no, I don't even gotta.
Yeah, he's putting in the
I love
work.
you.
I appreciate you guys greatly.
It's crazy. And we literally said we wanted to get, we like our goal is to put a different artist every day. And we've literally been able to do that every day since we've started. We've been able to get a new artist every single day. It's just coming to us. So thank you for being one of them, and thank you for making from the heart. Thank you for coming and listening to what we need. Like, for everybody that's in here, I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you because you're healing us. Like, Crystal really did say that. Like, I'm so grateful for you, Elder Rod. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
I wanted to say, I checked you out for the first time today through Valencia, only because I couldn't function throughout my workday without continuing the method throughout the day. So on her blog page, she has the link to the Spotify, and like all the songs was hitting, but there's 2 tracks in particular up there from you. So when I was like, wait, this is somebody from the Spotify list, I personally have to say thank you. Like, I just discovered you today, but you got a new listener. So if you see one extra like subscriber follower on your Spotify today, yeah, like fire. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love that. Oh my God. Are there any more questions, y'all?
My only question is, and I like to ask first, but do you like to receive spiritual downloads? Kind of like what Jasmine was saying about being able to present ideas, because just from Sunday through today, I have somebody watching now on YouTube Live. I just sent the live to her. I've been inviting so many people, and the downloads creatively have just been like boom, 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 boom. So long story short, I definitely wanted to say I can foresee a work addition to this, because like I said, I could not even get throughout my work day without like a library interceding in my work day. So I have so many things that I wanted to pour in, and I'm going to send you an email, but I just wanted to say that was my question, if you were open to even receiving downloads. I'm not saying music downloads, but
no, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean when you say downloads. I know what you mean. And I told my husband before we got on that you were going to be on this call. I didn't know your name. I didn't know your face, but I knew somebody was going to be on here that's going to give me these things. Trust me. I already know who you are. I don't know who you are, but I know who you are in my life. And whatever downloads that you got to give to me, I'm here for them, because I know that this is something that I'm going to have to continue to stay open to receive the most positive energy of. There are going to be so many people like you that have a gift and are able to help to direct what we're doing, because it's not just for me. So I want to tell you thank you, and I want to let you know, like, I'm doing the work to stay grounded and protected so that I can only receive the type of energy that allows me to stay prosperous, to stay productive, to stay emotionally, like, in a space of acceptance. I'm not always going to be happy. I'm still going to be angry at times because I'm working on that. But I want you to know, like, I know who you are. I can feel that energy straight up. Like, thank you. I know what you mean by downloads. Sis. Like, that's the most beautiful thing about this, is that I know that I'm not supposed to do this alone. This is not my thing. This is just something that came to me, but we have to grow this together. And I am not always gonna tell y'all like to listen to me do it. Like, I'm gonna be in a space where I'm like, yo, does anybody else wanna to play their music today? So I want y'all to always be able to come to me and be like, yo, I had this idea. I want to see this happen in the library. Like, this is our space. And we've been trying, like, my friends will tell you, I've been talking about Library Garden since 2014, since Martha's Vineyard, Martha's Vineyard, when we went to the vineyard, and we might not have pressed pause, okay? And we was all over the place, but I was sitting in the corner by myself, and I was writing in a little pad, literally just like this. and I was putting a blueprint down for this space. Then me and my husband last year, we bought a space. We had a whole building, a 3-story building, and it turned out to be a fraudulent, like the guy was just a hot mess. COVID hit, so many traumatic things happened, and this is the way it had to start. And so everybody that's on this call tonight, y'all are pretty much like founding librarians, really. Please consider yourself that. Like, please, like we're gonna open soon, and I want y'all to make sure that y'all stay down from the beginning. Like, y'all really, it's not no elitism either. Like, oh, we're the founders, and no, I'm not saying that like that. Like, you know, but I just want y'all to know, like, I see y'all as very important to this work. Super important to this work. I swear I could not have stood here today if y'all weren't the ones showing up, and the people that are not here, but they were showing up. Thank you, sis, for being brave enough to even speak about your gift that you were able to receive as you were listening to the music and working. That was very, very brave of you. I'm so appreciative of you. I love you so much.
I have a couple questions actually. So one of them is that I know that you posted on your IG story like a swipe up for like to receive the link to like join the Zoom call. So my question is, and then when I received that, I saw that it says no, this link should not be shared with others. It is unique to you. So if I were to refer this Zoom link to someone, let's say a friend of mine from DR, should I just refer to them to go to your Instagram page and just swipe up and do the sign up and all that stuff?
Yeah, they gotta register. Yep.
Okay. And I think my second question is, it has to do with your intentionality with everything that you do. So I just wanted to know, because I'm kind of the same way with like anything that I do, or I put like a little bit of me to something or to someone. So the question is, what inspires you what inspires your intentionality when you do things like this?
I think right now I'm just in a season of, I don't want to do anything that I do not want to do. And reading, I didn't want to do. It was really hard, but I want to be able to speak about neurology. I want to help my students that I still don't quite know how to help. And I want to write. I want to be able to write what's in my head and make movies and films. And I really want the science to be in that, because I feel like that's the thing that we didn't have. We have spirituality. We have love, but we didn't always quite understand the science. And so we didn't always accept each other's differences. We didn't. And so for me, I know that I really you don't have to go to school to do anything. Don't get it twisted. But for me, as a learner, I do better with a teacher. I do better with somebody that can give me feedback. And so I didn't want to drop out of school, but I knew that I had to do something. And I think that intentionality jumped right in when it was just like, don't do anything until you know what it is that you want to do. But I want to say this, that anything, I was still doing something. I just wasn't doing anything for people to see. I have to be specific about that. And I also want you to know, like, don't be, now I'm not going to tell you don't be afraid. I'm going to speak about how I felt. I was never afraid of being quiet, even though I did have moments when I felt like, oh, I fell off, no one's listening, or I might not. I still didn't have a fear. I just thought that that's what it was.
Yeah.
I knew that I could come back, so I didn't know how, but I was just like, well, I know that I'm gonna figure it out. So, you know, for me, I had to trust myself. And I think that really comes from experience. Like, every time I think something's not gonna work out, it doesn't work out, because I have the power of being able to think things the way that they are going to become. So when I do think things are going to work out, they really do work out. And that's how I've just been living. Like, this is actually working. This works. This feels good. Like, just continuing to stay in that space intentionally. And then for y'all, I always tell, like, a lot of my peers, we are all people who are like what we just talked about, that North Star idea. And I feel like I can't be a North Star if I'm not being that for myself first. I cannot lead if I'm not healthy. I cannot lead if my mind is just still scrambling, because to me, that's not fair. I can't be a toxic leader. And I was a toxic leader. Y'all may not know that because I was good at editing. But when I go back and I read my captions and I read my and I listen to my posts, I don't like what I hear and what I see. And it's not something that I feel guilty about anymore, but I did feel guilty about it. And I didn't know even how to talk to y'all about that because I'm so against sharing Black pain as the only thing. And I felt like I was doing that for a while too. So becoming intentional about how to not do that took me a long time. But I had a goal. I don't want to share Black pain in that way no more. I don't. Because that's not what we need. We need this. We need love. We need to feel like, yo, I got somebody I can count on. Like, y'all are there for me. I don't have me, I have y'all. That's real. Like, I'm so grateful. And I think that intentionality comes from, again, yo, I don't want to feel nothing but good. At this point in my life, I don't want to feel nothing but amazing every day. Why shouldn't I? You know? And so the intentionality comes from knowing, like, if I got to do something that I don't want to do, let me question why I'm even doing it. That go, like, you know, retiring from teaching and shout out to the lady that talked about the colleges, because like me resigning from my position as an adjunct professor, I wanted actually to give them the Vibrate Garden. I did. I was like, okay, I can't really teach y'all right now how I want to teach y'all. So I gave them a self-paced curriculum that they could literally learn everything on their own. And then I was going to have them come to the class during the class hours and just do it just like we do at Vibrate Garden. But they wanted more from me. And I couldn't give them more than that because I have a lot going on right now personally. So I had to make a decision. Do I stay here and give them what they need but be dying inside? Or do I give them the best that I can and do what I gotta do, right? And so who would have thought? That was February, y'all. February, I walked away from my job. I still don't know how I'm gonna pay for spring tuition, but I know I'm gonna pay for it. I know it's gonna work out because I'm walking with the intentionality to always feel good. So I know that nothing about me feeling like not being able to pay my bills and eat, that don't feel good. That ain't a part of where I'm going. That's not in my walk. That's not in my journey. That's not that. I'm not aligned with that. So if I stay intentional in every day and just being like, yo, I want to feel good right now, I'm gonna feel good. And like I'm telling you right now, the biggest night we had so far was Sunday or Saturday. Everything went wrong right before we got on live. And that was the biggest night we had. Y'all's love felt so good to me. Y'all changed me that night. I promise you. I promise you, whoever was in the live this weekend, y'all changed me. I never, ever since then, when things go wrong, I don't have a fear. I don't feel nothing because I know that it's going to work out. Y'all love me. Y'all love what we're doing. It's not about being perfect. Y'all just want to make sure we in here. Like, y'all not here for like, oh, she don't have this shoe. Y'all not critiquing me. Y'all just want the same help I want. And so because I'm working from the heart, if I just remember that, it's not about flashy this or perfection that. Like, y'all taught me that though, sis. Y'all being here for me taught me that. So I hope I answered the question, but you know, we probably all a tangent queen in this group. Or king. Shout out to Shelly.
One last question I have. I think that you sort of kind of went into it because I'm someone that like, I love to love and I love to give and like just be there for people. But sometimes it gets like out of hand where like I give so much that like I'm not receiving anything or like I'm not thinking about myself. Like you talked about like you either had the choice to either continue teaching, but like you weren't thinking about yourself and you like it was just toxic, or you give them the best that you can, but then you deal with your own personal stuff. Like coming to the point where like I think about that, like the trajectory to get to that point where I have to make that decision, like for me, it's like an internal battle. Like that could like sometimes last days, that could last hours or like even last weeks. So I just wanted to know if there was like anything specific that like, I don't know, that helped you get to that point where like, okay, I need to make these two decisions. What am I going to do? Like, what is it that I actually need to do for me?
So we come from elders who put everybody before themselves. That was the moment for me. Seeing the state of my elders and their health.
Mm-hmm.
They bent over backwards, working day in, day out, and never doing for themselves, never living out their own dreams, taking care of other people's responsibilities, and seeing where they are now in their 70s, that was the moment for me. If we stop that cycle of toxically putting others before us because we whatever, so many different reasons for why we do that. If we are able to shed that, and when we are able to shed that, I believe that that's the tool. Shedding that idea that other people are more important than your own physical, mental, and spiritual health. Like this morning, today, I had to choose. I had to walk my dog. I had to be on time for y'all at 7, and I had to go to the gym. And guess what? I did all 3 and was still on time. I only went to the gym for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. But I was like, I'm still going because I gotta still give myself something. I still gotta nourish me before I nourish them. And my friend Kirby told me that. He said, you can't help your, I asked him, Kirby, how did you buy your father a house? How did you do that? He's like, yo, you can't help them until you help yourself, Val. It's the same thing I'm gonna tell you. Like, don't put the people before you. You can't be there for them. You can't. You're not gonna be good enough. You're not gonna be good enough for you, and it's not okay. If people are still pulling on you in that season, that's something that I can't really touch on. I'm not a therapist, so I don't want y'all to, I'm not, you know what I mean? But like, there are gonna be spaces in your life where you gotta ask yourself, what part of it are you able to control? And then lean in on your aspects of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. What does that mean, babe? Okay. Y'all, we got 6 minutes before Zoom hangs up. So is any more Q&A questions?
Oh, I have just a quick question. It's me again. Hi. So on the YouTube, it says like Saturdays and Sundays is only for members. How do we become a member, or like how does that work?
So we're gonna open up the membership on June. Well, I don't want to give you guys a date because I might actually. We were talking about doing it sooner. So this is how it's gonna work though. To become a librarian, all you're gonna have to do is go to librarygarden.com and you're gonna see .club. There is a librarygarden.com, but we're not using that yet. Librarygarden.club, you're gonna go to. It's not open yet, and there's a password that you'll get when you become a member. But as a member, you guys are gonna have so many of these kinds of sessions, especially these tool sessions where you're asking me for tools. I'll have more time to prepare them. I don't know if y'all can see these books, but I like to be prepared to give y'all actual tools when you ask me questions. So I'm trying my best to do things off the top, but I'll be ruminating on a lot of the questions that y'all ask. So, but as a librarian, you guys are gonna have like different sessions for the study vibes. At first, when I started, I didn't really feel safe doing it at night. This was when I was in New York, and I just felt like it just felt eerie. And I was like, I need this to be a safe space where I know all the people in this space. They're a part of my club. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I was doing it. But since we do Saturdays and Sundays on Instagram, so if you want to come on Saturdays and Sundays, and the hours actually are different. You probably can come to those because they're 7 to 10 p.m. EST on Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can I share?
Yeah.
So I don't have a question. It's just like my name is Rahua. I'm from Maryland, but I'm originally from Virginia. But I'm currently a college student. I'm a sophomore, and I just wanted to say thank you for this. I really enjoy hearing everyone's like stories and stuff. It was very inspirational, and thank you to you too, because I found your Instagram probably like maybe like 2 years ago or a year ago or something, and just seeing the way that like you taught and like the way like you were like teaching your students and like the books and like the poems you were sharing on your story, it was all just like it was so amazing. And I think that was like the initial start of me wanting to like pursue education, and that's when I started to like actually take like matters into my own hand and like do my own research about everything, because like my school doesn't really they only have like education minor and not a major, and the classes kind of suck, so I have to like do my own like research on things, and it all started because of your Instagram, so thank you for that. And especially I haven't been on the lives a lot, but I do try and do the time lapse recording, and it does help a lot. and it's so satisfying in the end. So that works a lot too. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. It helped me be like more accountable for myself and stay productive and, just like focus and like stay still. Cause I do also have that same problem where I'm always just like running around, like always trying to do something. My mind is like always racing. So it really has helped me, especially because I'm remote this semester as well. So thank you.
Thank you for that testimony. I'm so proud of you. And I love your name. It's such a beautiful name. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Thank you for sharing that. I'm proud. And it makes me feel good that you're in college. Like, I think it's just, I guess the teacher in me, for being a teacher for so long, like that, being able to still impact the teachers and the students, it makes me so happy and fulfills me. Like, I love every single compliment that y'all have given me. And I'm a firm believer in Maya Angelou. She says, don't pick it up, don't put it down when it comes to compliments. But I received all those today, and the biggest compliment is the students and the teachers and all of y'all, like just literally saying like that this helped you to get through something that was hard for you to get through. I had no idea that this is what it was gonna be, but I'm so glad that it is. And thank y'all for showing me that I'm in the right place, that I really can be a freaking DJ. I gotta get my name earrings. It's a wrap. I gotta get my headphones. Yo, I can't wait. Like, I just can't wait. I'm just so grateful. I have a lot of ideas about these sessions, so it's gonna change. But this was our first one. It's never gonna be anything that gives me more joy than our first one. I'll never forget this night. I'm so proud of y'all. Like, keep throwing those goals up. If y'all need me, please let me know. I'm gonna keep y'all posted on Library Garden. I'm trying my best to get it out while still maintaining all the other things. I just don't want to half-ass or just jump out there and not, but I am jumping out there. So one jump at a time, y'all, one jump at a time. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for being here. If anybody still has questions, let me know later, but I know they're gonna hang up on us soon. So I love y'all so much. And I'm sorry we didn't get no work done. We talked the whole time, but that's why I love y'all, because sometimes we just need to talk. And y'all get it. Like,
Inspiration.
Somebody talking? It's Nikki? Nikki!
Yeah, I had something to say, but I don't want to get cut off. But I just want to say we love you and we thank you. We thank you for just living your truth and following your passion and inspiring people to do the same. And I think it's just a lesson for whenever people just really work in their passion and, jump and find their wings on the way down, then it's going to work out and you're going to inspire people along the way. So I'm just so proud of you. And I loved hearing all the stories and inspiration and how, especially Rawa, just her going into education because of it. I mean, it's just beautiful and it's a trickle effect. And you never know when you spark that spark, how far that ripple is going to reach. And so we love you and I appreciate it.
I love you. That means everything to me. You already know. I love that line about finding your wings that's the most profound thing you've ever said to me, Nikki. And you be saying profound things, honey. That was one of them. Okay. I'm going to keep that one, child. I love you. You are my North Star. You already know. You doing Airbnb teaching. I was like, wait, what? Like, I can do something like this? You made me see who I can be. And this has been going on for years. So I love you because you're very consistent in being a leader for all of us. And Ime is too. Hey, E!
In a bit, he ain't too far.
Yo, I gotta tell the band hi too.
Yes.
Wait, no, y'all might be on a jet. I don't know what y'all doing today.
No, we back in Big Bertha right now. Carmen.
Okay.
Yes. All right, baby. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Tell Fabian we said hi. We love him.
He loves you guys too.
And Tay. And I can't wait to see DJ Glossy at name earrings all over again. You gotta pull them out the stash, sis.
You already know we out here. Yes.
All right,
night. I think that was a good way to end. I love everybody. I'm gonna see y'all at 5 a.m. on YouTube, here on YouTube. And I see y'all in the comments. I love y'all. Thank you for the congrats. Good night.